All right, hello. This is Daniel Guys, the creative and technical director at ED Films. I'm just doing a quick stream. This should probably be pretty short, but I'm just trying to do another one here. And this time we've switched gears yet again, because nothing says productivity like switching tasks every day, several times a day. So right now what we have to do is we need to make some foliage for these trees that I've brought into Maya. These were painted in Rebel, and now they're sitting here in Maya, and I need to like put some leaves on them. These aren't rigged or anything. They are designed to eventually go in a game engine. We'll figure that out. But hey, Pajalovic, welcome to the stream. It's unofficial. Oh wait, I'm supposed to stream for real today, aren't I? Is it Wednesday or Thursday today? Or was I supposed to stream yesterday? Oh my gosh, I don't even remember what day it is anymore. It's Thursday today. I messed up my streams yesterday. Oh well. All right. Anyways, so what we're going to do is we're taking these that I painted in Rebel, and we're going to, hi, welcome, Leo, welcome to the stream. Pramod, welcome. Yeah, Thursdays today. I'm just a mess. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the PSD to Maya approach that we've been working on to get these trees into Maya. So normally what I have to do is when I create leaf textures, we'll do something really quick here just to show you. When I want to, I don't want to make that. We want a plane. What is going on with my brain? It's a garbage sauce minute. Okay, so normally what I do is I take this and we would add the texture that we've made to it. And then what I would start doing is I would use the toolkit here, and I would make this object live, and I would quad draw on these things and slowly build them into shapes that I could use. This is can be a very long process, especially if I want to make things work really well, and then I have to UV map them and do all that kind of stuff, which is, it's not, the process is okay, it's not horrible, but it is a bit time consuming, and you have to kind of do each one. So another approach that we've been playing with is the PSD to Maya plugin that we've worked on. So we'll just take this and hide it away for now. Unlock that. So this method is a little different. So we'll just go like this. I'm just going to save the scene again. And here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm just going to start drawing paths in Photoshop. So I've cleaned up the file. Like, I have another file that I used, and I've put tons of layers and stuff on it and colored it. So right now I'm just doing black and white because the film is supposed to be black and white, but I'm not 100% sold on that yet. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw these circles to start. All right. And these are closed paths. Well, they should be pretty relatively closed. So anything inside of the closed paths, they'll be cut. Everything outside will be cut of the closed paths in this process. So we're just gonna, is that closed? Can't see. I wish there was a way. There we go. So it's gonna close if you get that little circle icon, which I can't always see because my hand is like right in the way. Okay. Now, technically, I'm assuming and hoping that this method is way faster than the last methods. Otherwise, we've wasted a lot of time building that plugin for Maya. Which I wrote to Autodesk about this plugin, but I don't think they care about it. I thought it was super cool, but I don't think anybody really cares that much about it. Okay, so let's do this last one. I don't want to go outside the edge. Okay, there. Okay, so we've done all our boundary edges. So now the next stage is to draw our meshes. So we want to do enough that the program has enough to work with to make the shapes. If you don't have enough points, what it's going to do is create these this is going to be turned linear. It's not going to keep everything smooth because it won't have enough polygons to work with. So you got to make sure you do enough lines and rows to give it enough resolution to draw the curves. You'll see. Okay. I feel like this is faster because if this works with just one press, I mean, I know I'll have to clean up a little bit of the topology, but if it works with just like, see, we've got a couple of weird things there. This will create a bit of a weird thing, but it's easy enough to merge them and clean it up. But anyways, I feel like if this works, I made them really big too, just so that I can clip away edges if I want. Okay. All right. So we'll do this. I'm pretty sure this is way faster. I've done so many of these things in the past. Let's do one more there just to be safe. Okay, and this and this. There's also a mode to auto-generate a grid. I just want to try to use my own here, because then I can control the edges a little bit better. Maybe we can just do those two together. I'm not sure if that'll work. Let's try that. Okay, and then we'll go here, here. Normally, I probably would put a little more shape to them, but these are just foliage, so it doesn't matter if they're kind of flat. Like, I might do more like edge loopy stuff, because this is really just a grid, but you could do like really nice edge loops. Okay. Okay, and then if I want to preserve, so this file is almost all set up, so all we have to do is this and that. So that uses this as like saves all these lines, so you just have to do this twice. We're going to get rid of this fill because we don't really need it. And the other thing I'm going to do is select these layers. Go select, modify, expand. I'll expand it by 20. Maybe more. Let's do 40. We'll do another expand. Modify, expand, do it by 10. And then I'm going to go here and create like a global path. Bonk. Like that. Oops, I didn't want to do that. Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, I did. But why is it doing that? Just bear with me for 1 second. Let's get rid of these paths here. Yes. Go and go. Okay. And let's go like that. Sorry, I messed up. So we want that. And this will be called, this is our like work path. It's our global path, and we'll call this Foliage Birch A. Okay. And we'll just call this Foliage Global Path. Okay, cool. All right. So this is all set. Let's see what happens. So we'll save this file. I'm going to save it into, we'll go into the birch trees and save it there, I guess. So we'll go into, not source images. I'm still trying to clean up my file structure for this huge project. Trees, white birch. We'll call it textures. We'll call this foliage. Put it in here. Leafy clumps set B flat. So we'll save that. Oh, wait a minute. I lost my path. Uh-oh. We don't want to do that. That's not good. We want that to stay. Let's just do this. Sorry, guys. I messed up. I messed something up. I don't want to lose that. So let's call this foliage, birch, A. We can get rid of this thing. We don't really need it, but it doesn't matter. It can stay there too. Let's go here. Okay, so it's there. We don't want to lose that. I need to make a new path here, like this. Donk. And this will just be called our global birch A. Okay. Sorry, guys. This also can be done kind of, most of this can be done, some of this can be done automatically with the PSD exporter. I'm just trying to do it without it, just to see. Okay, let's go all the way back. Sorry, this is annoying. Scenes, trees, white birch, textures, foliage. Okay, we'll save here. Save as layers. All right, save. Okay. So let's just see how this comes in. So let's go into Maya. And we go here, and then we'll just open up our Windows settings, plugin manager. Hopefully it doesn't crash when we do this. close. Okay, PST to 3D. Pull this in. Load. We're going to load a file. Just going to grab this folder. Whoops. Okay, let's pull this one in and see what it says. Okay, it brought it in. It says there's a linear path isn't available. Influence is not available, but there's a layer mask, okay? So I should be able to use that, hopefully. Let's see what happens. So we'll generate our PNG. So that'll make the this is going to make the texture that it needs. Slow, because it's a bit slow because it's a 4K. No, I haven't quite finished it yet. I'm still sorting out some of the visual details, and we'll generate the mesh. Okay, so it pulled it in. Looks like we missed one. It lost one for some reason. Yeah, this guy. Do we mess this up somehow? For some reason, this one didn't come in. It's possible it didn't come in because his curve isn't closed. We need to work on that. It's pretty closed. So I'll just close it up. I think we can also change, you can change the precision. So the nice thing about this plugin, so let's just save this again. Okay, Control-Shift-S. We'll save it again. Yes. Okay, so we can reload with the plugin. So we go here. Let's go up. Where is it? PSD to 3D. Yeah, no, I haven't finished it yet. So let's go reload. So it's pulled in the thing again, and we can try to generate the mesh again and see what it does. Did it regenerate? See how it's missed a couple little things here and there, but that's still like, man, it's so much faster anyways. Wait, let's get it back. I can make this distance bigger. This will like merge. You notice how it does that? Like it's actually looking for, this will like increase the merge distance, so it'll start connecting things a little bit. But it's cool because I can regenerate the meshes over and over again. All right, so there's a couple little glitches here, a couple little problems, but that's pretty, not too hard to sort out. Let me just do, boop. Can't go any lower than that. All right. Okay, so let's just go back one more time and just fix some of these where we have problems. So this one's just not closed properly. So I'm just going to delete it. We'll just turn that off, and I'll just make sure I can see this, and we'll just add to it again. And just make sure we close it in. Okay. That should fix it. And I know there's a couple other little problems, but I'm going to fix those a different way. So I just saved this again. Hopefully we can just try to reload it. Okay, and generate mesh. There it is. See, it's pretty easy. I think it's a lot faster, personally. We're missing, what? Here, there's a face missing in there. So let's have a look, go back to the file. So which one was it? It was, I mean, we could just make that face super easy, but, so it was this middle second one up. So this guy right here, we're missing this face. It could be because we're still figuring out all the details of how this algorithm sorts itself out. It could be because this is here. So let's just subtract this. Oh, get rid of you. And get rid of you. Oh, get lost. Get lost. You're dead. Okay, that might help that one. Not sure. Just deleting points. Okay, so that maybe will help that one. Let's take a look again. That was there. Now there's one over there, down in that bottom corner here. What would cause this not to show up? It is possible that this isn't closed very well, or it's this weird little thing we have going on. So let's just redo that curve. Oop, no problem. I'll just draw a new one, and we'll make sure it closes up. Okay. Uh-oh, where is it? There. I'm going to do that again. Okay, and make sure it closes. Did it close? Yes. So let's save again. Oops. Save again here, and I just have to write Eric back, let him know we're almost done. Okay, let's try this again. We'll go reload and generate mesh. Yes, we fixed it. Okay, cool. That's super easy. I think it's way faster. I think that would have taken me a lot longer in the past. I'm just gonna write Eric back and let him know it's almost done. Almost done. Almost done. 15 more minutes. Okay. So that's cool. I think that works really fast. So now what's really sweet about this, oh, it looks like we connected some faces. No problem there. Boop, boop. Delete. Cool. And I think we might have some weird geometry here. No problem. So what I'm going to do now is just go along these things and figure out like what we need, what we don't need. If there's any weird geometry, like this one is weird. So actually let's fix this one really quick because this edge didn't come through all the way. So let's just go up here. Where is that one? That one's here. It could be because it's out of bounds, it's out of the boundary of the actual thing. The one thing we tried to focus on with this plugin is to make sure that it just made sense. So if you're an artist and you're working on something and something doesn't work properly, I wanted to make it so that if you mess something up and it didn't quite work, there's a clear reason as to why it didn't work. Like it makes sense when you're messing with it. You're like, oh, I missed this or I missed that. So I think that was it was one of the big design philosophies behind the plugin. Okay, so let's try this. We'll save it again. And let's just pull the plugin up. And we will go like F8. We'll go try reload. And the nice thing is it's going to regenerate the mesh on top of the mesh we have existing because there it is. We fixed it. Cool. I love this plugin so much. I hope that people like it too because it would be nice to sell some. It would be really nice to sell some one day, sell something. Okay, so that's finished. Now, I think let's just go in and clean up. We're just going to delete a couple of extra faces that we don't need. A couple of triangles that don't need to be there. That's okay. I could also do a smooth on this and then like kind of clean out extras. This doesn't need to be there. That doesn't need to be there. That doesn't need to be there. That doesn't really need to be there. I'm getting rid of triangles. Eventually, when we improve the algorithm more, we'll be able to sort of do this stuff automatically for you if you want to maintain quads or not. But the other thing we can do here is just really easily, we can easily add new points to things so that things are quads. There's tools inside of Maya that you don't need to be a Maya wizard to use to maintain quads. Whoops. Oops, I think I need to go enter and then here and then enter. But I think what I'll do really quickly with this is I think I'll just smooth divide it so I have a little more geometry to work with. And then I'll just start deleting them off. Let's just see what happens anyways. We'll do a smooth and we'll see really quickly with a smooth where we might have like weird edges, which is there, which is okay. So now what I can do is let's just we can either paint a selection. I think if we hold tab down, we can actually paint edges and just delete stuff we don't want. Get rid of that. I'll keep close to there. That's fine. Doot. Trying to optimize the geometry a little bit within reason. Okay, that's good. Doot. Cool. I feel like this is lots faster. Delete. Great. This I could probably fix. I could probably just add. So if we go multi-cut, we'll just go here and we'll just let's just add this here. Bonk. I'm gonna try to see something. I'm just experimenting really quick here. So bear with me for a second. I'm seeing if I can take this and just get a little closer to the edge. I'm gonna create triangles, which are bad in some ways. But let's see what happens. And this is a bad thing. I need to go here to here for now. Let's just do this really quick because I just want to see. Actually, let's do here to here. Great. Okay, and then we'll just get rid of these faces. So, whoops, face mode, tab, paint, 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 paint. I see like a weird thing that happened here. Let's just go vertices, and we'll just merge those together. Bonk. There we go. No problem there. And this one, I think we can probably get rid of this edge. Doot, doot. And we'll go control and just delete it. Cool. It's looking all right. Anyways, you could spend some time cleaning this up. I just really wanted to test it and see how fast we could get through everything. I think so far I'm pretty happy with it. It's pretty neat. It works really well, actually. There's some nice fidelity. Probably let's add another edge loop here. So let's go to the connect tool. I think you have to be in edge mode to use it. No, it doesn't seem to be working. So multi-cut. This multi-cut tool is pretty sweet. Let's go like that. Did that merge it? Okay, cool. So now we can just go in face mode, tab, holding tab down and delete. 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 Cool. And let's go multi-cut again. I'm going to go here. This one's okay, actually. Let's quit that tool. We'll do multi-cut again, and we'll go here to here. Actually, that's too late. Here to here to here to here to there to there to there to there. Okay. And then we'll be able to fix the UVs, no problem. Face, tab, bonk, bonk, delete. Cool. And if, technically, if we wanted to, I think we could possibly just remove this whole edge. No, we can't, because that one will get all messed up, but it's okay. Again, these are just meant to be cards, so they don't have to be like the most perfect things in the world. Okay. Going all the way around. Oh, there's a guy sitting there. Okay, let's delete that off of. Cool. I'm pretty excited about how well this seems to have worked anyway. Delete that off. That one we don't want to delete because there's a little piece in there. So I'll fix in some of these details here. And this one, we don't need this and this. Or this one. Or this one. Gone. Okay. And then we can just use our quad draw tool. Oh, not quad draw, sorry. Multi-cut. Just going to get a little closer. Get things more where we want them. And this one, actually, let's not do that. Okay, so that's fine. And then we'll just delete this, delete that, and delete that. I'm going to keep this weird little edge, even though like I know it's a triangle, like, but let's just do this. Just trying to keep it simple for now. Triangles aren't bad. I mean, After Effects is full of triangles. But with this one, I think what we can do here is probably delete this edge. Without, oh no, we can't. Why did that collapse? That shouldn't matter. That's weird. We should be able to hold that quad like that if we wanted to. Just give me a second. I'm going to figure this out. Let's just go like this really quick. The other thing that this plugin does, which is super rad, is it does all your texture maps for you right away and links everything over without you having to sort of do all that stuff. It kind of gives you a nice place to start from. See you later, edges. Get out of here. Nobody cares about you. Delete. Now I feel like, actually let's not delete that. Let's delete this edge first. Delete, and then we'll do our face selection thing again. Sorry. And then delete it. So that should hold it. What? Do this again. Delete. There we go. Just holding tab, pressing around the circle. Boom, gone. See ya. Okay. Good enough for now. Okay, so we don't want to do that to all of them. Obviously, you guys will lose your minds. It's so boring. Also, it's not really that necessary. I'm just being a little nitpicky. I think the level of precision that we have is great. And I think they look pretty cool. I don't see any problematic geometry. The smooth divide has fixed some of our edges for us. We have some pretty decent edge loops. There's no weird triangles here that I can see. Let's get some of that. A couple little things here and there. These empty areas. The only reason you'd want to clean up stuff like these areas is because in a game engine, those areas require a lot of extra computing to have like naked spots that don't have anything in them. It's just apparently the more transparent surfaces you have, the harder it is for the engine to process. So if you can get rid of edges for a game engine or get rid of empty surface area, apparently it's just better for the engine, especially if you're going to have a lot of these kind of things. So it's just something to keep in mind, I suppose. Base, quit, tab, But we're still in testing, so I don't think it really matters that much. Is that a quad? Make sure that's a quad. Yes. Probably could cut this off too. That can go away. This one, let's go like this. Multi-cut. Dunk, dunk. You know what's funny? And I keep saying, I don't know if this isn't really funny, but I keep saying like, oh, I'm gonna stop now, and I don't stop. I just can't even help myself. Like, look at all this great stuff I just want to delete. Okay. We're good. Okay, I'll just leave it. Okay, cool. So now that everything's put in there, if you check the outliner, the other cool thing, which you're not going to see in this plugin, in this version, what I did here, is that the plugin respects the names of your Photoshop files. So whatever you named here, it will respect that. And also, if you put things in folders in Photoshop, it will also export those as layers for you, like as groups. So that'll also be layer groups for you, which is really cool as well. I think like for any of you guys that were sort of following along when we were doing the walkie-talkie project, which we will get back to, by the way, it's not dead. It's just on hold until we get further along in the next thing. Actually, I want to show you really quickly because we were working on a painting. I think we're done here. We were working on a painting the other day, this one. And something that's really cool was like once we're done, I'll just show you right now because it's kind of easy. Let's just do this really quick. This is kind of, actually, you know what? I'll, just trying to wonder, do I stop the stream and start again to make this like a useful thing or not for people? I might stop the stream and start over because it's such a it's like a weird separate idea. And we'll finish this foliage idea and then I'll come back and do that other thing. Okay, so we have our foliage here. Now, one thing I might want to do just to maintain like parity with forget it. Let's just scale this up. These are going to be my little black and white foliage pieces. I may end up coloring them. I'm not sure. Let's just check the hypershader. I'll show you how the textures are set up. So this is the foliage one here. So that, again, the textures respect your naming conventions here. And we've just set up like a nice basic material for you inside of Maya. And it's all named nicely, even the place texture and all that stuff. Okay, so it's all set up. It's wonderful. All right, so now what we can do is, let's go, let's go here. And we can start just placing these things. And on each one of these, I'll just select them all. And then I'll go here. I just press Control Space sometimes. And let's go to Outliner so it doesn't take so long this time. And we'll just center the pivot on all of these. And technically, I should kind of rename them all. And I would go like 0, 1. Or no, we'd go, I guess it would do it alphabetically. I could just do a rename. Because I'm a dummy. I should just go like, yeah, let's just do that. Like, another way you do this is select all these and you go modify and you go search and replace names and you replace poly surface with foliage underscore birch underscore. And then you go like this, apply. So it'll do all that. And then you can just like do this stuff. I think you can do a thing where you get rid of the numbers. I know there's like a little code you can do to get rid of numbers and stuff. HG, HG, H. I, J. And the only reason I do this, K, is so that when I duplicate a whole bunch of them, they're named properly. Other thing is let's delete all the history. Edit, delete all by type history. Okay, and then now the other thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to add. So I'm going to modify. I don't want a prefix. I would like at the end. Because technically I want to do like a 0, 1. But I'm not quite sure how to do that. Ugh, sorry guys. This is so boring. I feel like all my streams are super boring. Animation is slow and boring. So anybody who's excited about animation, just realize it's slow and boring. Okay. So now we have these little bushels. And these we can kind of use all over the place. Let me just grab this one. And usually what I like to do is I will duplicate it and Shift P. And that means I'm not using my reference anymore. I've got a new piece. We kind of just start sticking it on. Now I've got shadows and stuff enabled, but the downside about Maya's hardware render is it doesn't recognize alpha channels in the shadows. So the shadows are going to look like garbage. Okay. Let's scale that up a little bit. It should look pretty cool when it's done. I might have to darken them. I'm not really sure. But let's duplicate this. Shift P. Okay. Now let's shovel it back there. I'm really on the fence about this movie's color palette. I'm having a hard time deciding what the film's color palette is going to be. I think my original idea was that the lights, the global illumination would light the scenes, but it's not looking super good. I'm kind of nervous about it. D, Shift P, bring this forward. Another thing you can do is just hold down the V and it'll snap. So we can snap it to like little branches, edges, like that. Cool. I'm gonna stop the stream soon because I'm just showing this like general process because I gotta get these to Eric really quick, and then we gotta just set up the file so that I can start putting this on all the trees that are gonna be in the engine. And we'll see. Put that like that. I can always change these textures at any time. I think it's more just like as long as their masses kind of stay the same. Okay, I'm going to hold the V down and snap this to one of these back guys here. I don't care too much if they're scaled weird and a little bit odd for like if I'm overscaling some of them. I don't think it'll matter. Okay. These are like 2.5D assets that are going to help just flesh out the environment. So I want to use this like, just P this one again. I've used it 3 times apparently. Have I ever used it 3 times? Yeah, I have. Well, twice. This will be the second time I've used this one. I need to make a couple more of these sparse ones because I feel like I don't have enough of those. Okay, there. And I need to put it in front because I want to hide that. I don't like that stick. Okay. And we could curve some of these too, which is cool. I'm not curving them right now, but we could. Let's put this here like that. Great. Okay, almost done. Well, this one's intersecting with here. Not that it really matters. That can cause problems in game engines, though, having two complex alpha layers intersecting. Have to be careful with that. I'm excited to see how the shadows look on this thing. Okay, so let's grab this one. P. This one I've done twice as well. It seems to be a favorite. Let's put it here. probably a bit heavy. So a little bit too much foliage for. Let's actually put this one up here. I think when I get further along on the arts test, I'm going to ask you guys to kind of get your input on what do you think, color, no color. I don't know. I'm really on the fence. I like the idea of a black and white 3D animated film with just like color, but I'm nervous about how hard it's going to be to make it look nice or make it look interesting. I mean, I can make it look interesting. It's just having no color is a tough one. It's definitely, it changes how you have to work with mood in some ways. So I'm on the fence about it. Cool. Okay, that's there. I think I want to just do one more for this guy here. So let's do one we haven't used yet. Can't use that one yet. We'll just snap it in there. It's way faster than After Effects. Because you know what? Once I'm done these trees, I could use Element and pull them in to After Effects even after the fact, if I really wanted to. Cool. I don't like the bright edge around everything, but I might want to soften up the texture a bit, which we can change really easily. So if we go in here, we'll go back to, so this is our flat one. I have a working file here. So it's in here. No, it's the Foliage file. It's under source images because it's strictly a texture thing. Painterly, textures. Go to work, Painterly. Leafy clump, oh, I opened the wrong one. That one I didn't like the look of. It was too colorful. Let's do this one. This one's not flattened 100%. So we have this. There is a canvas texture under it. I might just darken that texture a little bit. I'm not liking how light it is. Let's put this on a black and see. Okay, so let's try this one. So I'm going to just lock this off. Control Shift Alt S. Okay, Pramod. Fan art, question mark. I'm down for that. And then you say Pshelovix does Element also not like empty quads. Element is fine. Element triangulates everything. So when you import something into Element, what it's going to do is it's going to do the equivalent of this to everything, which we're also working on in the plugin. See, it'll just do that. You can triangulate it before you even send it in if you really want to. And that eliminates any potential problems with quads, and even n-gons or anything like that. They all get taken care of as soon as you triangulate. Every surface can be turned into a triangle. So it's not really something you have to worry about. It's fine with this kind of stuff. I've imported quads. I've imported triangles. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so we're going to save this. We're going to save it with a transparency enabled. And we're going to put it under the birch tree. So scenes, trees, everything is so deep and annoying. Textures, foliage, and we'll put it right here. Version 02. So it takes a bit to save, and then we'll just, it's Photoshop's PNG writer is slow. Our plugin is way faster. Look at how slow that is to write a PNG. It makes me mental. Okay, I need to save this file. I don't think I've saved this as anything but a PSD. So work. RAB. Save. Okay. I also have pine bows. Bows. I have to turn into something too. So what we'll do here is we'll just open the hyper shader. We'll go to textures. There should be one. I'm not sure what file it is. We have a whole bunch of files here. Okay, let's just go to the material, foliage, graph the network. Or, I mean, we could go like this. This is easier. Select the material. Don't go into the hyper shader. There's no reason. go here, and then you just go to the color, and this is the file, and you just open it, and then we just replace it. So let's put that in there. There, that feels a little bit better. Doesn't have that white edge around everything the same way. But that could also just be because of my background color. No, it looks good. That looks a lot better. Great. Okay, cool. So I'm going to murder this stream, and then we'll come back, and I'm going to show you something pretty quick with the PSD to Maya exporter, but I just have to deal with a couple things with Eric and get him these foliage files so that he has them. Oh, one thing I'm forgetting, duplicate Shift P and put this down here. And I should group these onto the tree. Eventually, I'm rigging these trees so that each one of these leaf structures here, they have a bone, and the bone makes it so that if you're in a game engine, you can reorient the leaves. So if you're looking at your tree kind of like this, you know, at a bit of an angle, you can reorient things. Also, we've done this thing with these normal maps so that you don't get this problem where this branch is slightly facing out of the light, so it gets completely dark. I mean, you said game engines don't like polygons with transparency. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? I'm not sure. But what I would say, okay, sorry. I misunderstood your question. Sorry about that. Pachalovic. It's a good question. It's smart. I'm not sure, but it probably is the case because Element uses the same type of real-time technology. So I imagine it does slow things down a little bit in the render. But because Element isn't designed to be a real-time experience, I don't think it matters as much, honestly. I think you just, it's like, who cares if it's going to take an extra 20 seconds to render or if it takes a little more extra video card memory. It really doesn't matter. But yeah, if you have giant surfaces with alphas on them and there's a bunch of geometry it has to render and there's nothing there, yeah, it's probably going to slow it down because I do imagine that Element has the same technological limitations as a game engine since they are very similar. So good question. I can only make an assumption based on what I understand for the hardware. If you are curious about game engine hardware and real-time graphics and stuff, or even just visual effects and how they do it, there's a really good channel on YouTube. I think it's like Digital Foundry or something. Definitely worth checking it out because they have some really cool breakdown videos, and I've been learning a lot from them just about like how graphics cards work. And you know, they have all the new RTX stuff, like is RTX worth it? And you know, if you don't know anything about it, it's really hard to decide, like, is it good? Is it bad? Like, do you want to buy one of those cards? And what kind of games does it work on? And I think it's a really cool channel for that stuff. And they do some really high resolution, like 4K examples that, anyways, they're just really awesome. So I would check that channel. It's called The Digital Foundry. So you guys check that out and it might help. It can help. It's a good way to learn anyway. That and the GDC talks are really rad. Okay, cool. I think I've fleshed this tree out enough for now. Looks kind of rad. I feel like it has some design issues a little bit. Like this could probably be scaled up. I don't want the foliage to just look like a ball. I might just have a little too much. See this guy here. Might just thin that out a little bit. Cool, that looks better. That's a more interesting shape. And this one, I think, is too big. Actually, let's put this whole one behind here and see how that feels. It's a little more interesting. I love working with 2.5D. I don't know, it's not very popular, but I mean, maybe it is. It's kind of like 3D matte painting, but I love it. It's like my favorite workflow. It's so fast and stuff looks so good. Like imagine this without like the shadows being so weird, but this is it's just gonna feel really, really cool. Actually, we could probably add one more foliage plump. P. Let's bring this one forward a little bit more. I feel like we could use one more little chunk somewhere to like really spatialize this a little better. I could go forever. I mean, I could build this out for days, obviously. It's nice to do it once you have kind of a camera move in because you can get a sense of like what's lacking and what's not working. The other thing too is don't forget, we can, if it's feeling a bit flat, we can do this. Jeepers creepers. All right, there we go. We can just start pulling these out a little bit and rounding them off. And that will help, in some ways, that'll help with the illusion of depth. So I'm not going to do that quite yet to all these, but we can do that, and that'll help sort of, especially with these guys here. Such is the benefit of using 3D. So now we'll get even more, it'll feel even more deep. And then once you get some sort of like displacement map and stuff, if you really want on there, you would get like the kind of bumpy nuances you might be looking for. But it doesn't always it's not always required. We can just flatten this out for now. Okay, cool. All right, guys, I'm gonna split. Oh, thanks. That's cool, Prawn. I'm glad you think so. I'm not really sure, but you probably know better than me as far as, because you've been looking into game stuff more than I have. I'm using game engines a lot, but I'm not using them for games. So there's like an inefficiency to like I'm not as worried about optimization, right? Like for instance, this piece is horrifically poorly optimized. So it's just, I'm just going to grab this really quick and faces. Okay, let's just tab these away. This piece is a horror show of optimization. Could at least get rid of that. Cool. That. Okay. That can probably go. Alt B. Don't see anything there. There's like the tiniest hair in there, so that should obviously, once these get more final, that could all be fixed. But that doesn't matter a lot. The problem is you can't just go like this. Like if I was just modeling, you could average these out. The problem with that is it messes up your UV. But actually, one way you could fix that is just by going here. And if you select this object and you go UV shell, you can click on it like that. And then if you go to the UV toolkit, all you have to do is go optimize, bop, and it should fix that. Now you did notice the whole thing shifted a tiny bit, but that's okay. Just put it back where it is because these are cards, right? Easy. Now we fixed it. So that's pretty fun. Cool. Okay, well, I think that looks pretty rad. I'm pretty happy with that tree. It's obviously not super flexible. It can only really face to the front. It has like a little bit of flexibility. I think I could probably build more into it if I added a few more of these things, these cards, or if I twisted these a little bit. Go down. Just by either pulling it in or rounding it over like this. The only downside of that is that you start getting these hard, flat edges, which look terrible. So in most games, they use these flat cards to populate trees. I mean, that's really how they do it. They don't make a lot of unique foliage or dense foliage. It's all fake like this. They just put a lot more of it so that you can look all around the tree, and they just make them all at different angles. So, and that's something you more do probably automatically versus what we're doing here, very manually and artfully, like very intentionally. So for this, I would probably just add a couple more pieces. But in the game engine, when we're actually setting up our scenes and we have our cameras, the whole point of this process is that, okay, so I have this tree, but all I have to do is rotate that a little bit and maybe rotate a couple of these ones. And I'll be able to do that in the game engine just by turning these. And then that will give me, a little extra depth from that tree like that. So that tree already works a little bit better just like that, and I haven't had to do a whole lot to it. I'll also have bones along the thing, so I'll be able to twist it a little bit. Because I didn't go in and round these trees out a bunch. I could, but I kind of avoided it. But that could also be rounded out a little bit, which makes it a little more stable for the three-dimensional view. So anyways, that's the process. It's kind of the idea. I hope it's useful to somebody. Let's turn this off. I think the other thing I can do too is I can add a little more depth in some of these branches. There's lots to be done. I can keep tweaking this forever, but let's pull this forward a bit more. Cool. Great. So that's one tree. So I'm just gonna, my intent is just to kind of do that to each one of these trees. I have a lot of them, and I can just start populating them with foliage. Cool, guys. All right. Well, I will talk to you in a bit. I'm gonna do some other. I'm gonna do some. I gotta do some other stuff, and then I'll come back and maybe we can work on that other painting a little bit, and I'll just show you how to like pop that into Maya really quickly. So just give me a little, probably about an hour, and then we'll be back. So thanks, guys. I'll see you.